of sight and out of mind. I don't want to be with you, but the next time I saw your face, nothing I can do. I just have to face the truth. All I want is to be with you. I can only imagine us both loving through the night. I can only imagine us together side by side. I can only imagine we're dancing in the moonlight. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Could be a symphony, then we would be. I wonder what went wrong today, eh? Why do I feel like I linger? Linger between the words to say, eh? To say the words to remember. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all. Lose it all. Feel it in your arms. Feel it in your legs. Feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go. Just let your body go. Just let your body go and move to the rhythm. Now we won't go back home today, until the very last hour. We still got a few more days to slay, it's gonna get so much louder. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all. Lose it all. Feel it in your arms, feel it in your legs, feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go, just let your body go, just let your body go and move to the rhythm. I wonder what went wrong today, Why do I feel like I linger? Linger between the words to say, to say the words to remember.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? I am X Don, your color caster for today, here with my boy, Spartan. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. My name's Spartan. I'm new around here. It's my first game casting, and I will be doing play-by-play for you guys today.
First cast for Duo Esports, and hey, let's hope this goes as smoothly as possible. We have two amazing teams here as we are now into picks and bans. ESG, Epic Sax Gaming on the blue side, Fridge for MVP Season 3, let's go, against ESG 2.0, some might say. Roasted Black Pepper with Army over Meme himself in the support role. Two all-stars, really, in our Duo Esports competitive league. So picks and bans, we see Kai Solution off the board, Azir Rise. Some teams targeting 80 carry, some teams targeting mid laners. What are your thoughts so far?
I think this is will be a good matchup for them. I want to see more bans on the mid laner. Like the Malzahar. He is pretty good Malzahar I hear, and he plays them a lot. So I'm liking this pick and ban so far. Just trying to target out one lane and target out a person really good. Who do you think is the all-stars for these teams on both teams?
Well, as a normal Duo Esports viewer, I would say Goertzen obviously has very pop-off performances. Even in his losses, he does pretty well for Roasted Black Pepper. However, I think the real sleeper on that team is actually CGM242. This man has yet to lose a lane against any top laner in Duo Esports, although he is up against the two-time top lane MVP of Fridge. So we'll see if that will psych him out a bit or if he'll start to falter. As for the side of ESG, who really is their carry? I know Sivian sometimes has pop-off performances, but really they're more of a team effort. When they win as a team, it is 100% as a team. It isn't off of the back of any one player in particular. So bans rounded out, a lot of mid lane bans, Goertzen being targeted specifically. We see the Vladimir, we don't know if that's mid or top yet, and we also see the Mundo Ezreal. A lot of flex picks being selected here so far.
Yeah, and with what team is on blue? The left side.
ESG, Epic Sax Gaming is on the left.
With ESG, we do have 3 subs playing today, so we'll see how that works out for them. This Ashe looks like it's gonna be going to ADC. Mundo can either go top or jungle. Trundle. Let's see. I would say mostly jungle on this pick, hopefully, with that Vladimir top. But we'll see what they want to do with their picks and bans.
I do really like ESG's comp so far, as they do lock in the Trundle, because that Trundle could go Dory K and Fridge to both play that champion. The Vladimir can go top or mid. Kopek or Fridge have the option to select that if they choose. So really, ESG kind of has the advantage right now, and then locking in Ashe just to layer over, get some hard CC, get some crowd control for these two insane damage dealers, even though they both go slightly tanky, to like be able to just completely stomp on whoever's in the front of the fight. Death Scythe though, getting the Anivia. If it's not the Malzahar, we know it's going to be the Anivia. Huge team fight mage, and will not infinitely, but will scale pretty well into the mid and late game.
Next ban is a Nami ban. The side of BRP, trying to take that away from Mother, and we'll see what Fridge will be banning next.
A lot of support bans. A little interesting here as the bottom of the draft is underway here. Nami off the board, Tark off the board. Army is known for his Tark gameplay, trying to pull off his best Barbie's Naughty impression. And the E-Girls getting all taken off the board here. Janna, Nami, Tark. Honestly, how do you think they round this out?
I'm not sure exactly. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be just a troll show for now. Hopefully, I'm not sure where that would go. Maybe support, but I don't think so. For ESG, I'm really liking the comp. I think for a mid, Soraka comes in. Apparently,
Such a fan.
of Soraka. Soraka is actually a really good pick, in my eyes. I think it'll help this Ezreal get ahead early if they can play it right.
Army Overlord pulling out the Soraka after 4 supports get target ban between the two players here. Singed, that's we 100% know is going over to Fridge, the top lane madman proxy himself. So that pretty much rounds out ESG's lineup. It's going to be Singed in the top lane, Vladimir mid lane, Trundle in the jungle with the Morgana. This is such a heavy CC bot lane that they drafted for ESG.
Yeah, if they can get those early plays in bot on ESG with the CC chain them, this might be a really good game for them because they do have an kind of immobile support on the other side with Soraka. So we'll see what they can do. And Ivern coming in. It looks like it's gonna be going jungle. That means Mundo will be going top. I'm really liking this ESG lineup or comp better than BRP right now.
I do agree with you. ESG's composition is extremely scary. You have Vladimir and Singed who are able to just run through the fight, dealing damage to the backline, to everybody really. Meanwhile, Trundle being able to take off the only tank that is on the board for Roasted Black Pepper. And with the CC that you have coming in from the Ashe and the Morgana, that comp is absolutely devastating once you get to that mid game, and then you're getting those early game picks off with the Ashe, with the Morgana. So we'll see if they're able to pull it off. That's the biggest thing here. As far as Roasted Black Pepper's side, it looks like a lot of comfort, if you ask me. Goertzen having to fall back onto the Ezreal, Army having to fall back onto the Soraka, Deathscythe with the Anivia because the Malzahar was banned. It looks like a lot of comfort on that side, and does comfort beat team composition is going to be the question here.
I don't really think so. Maybe for them if they just play their own game, their own lane. But this is a team game after all, so they're gonna need everybody to be together. On BRP, they don't really have that much CC. They have like some slows. Soraka can get her E full time, root 'em. Anivia has a stun, and Ivern has a root. That's pretty much it. It's kind of the same for ESG, the Ashe ult, Morgana binding with her ult, the Singe throw, and kind of help them out with that Trundle pillar. But there's a lot of outplay potential on both teams, I feel, with the Nivea wall and the Trundle pillar.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% here. The bottom lane, I think, is going to be the most intense lane as far as like laning phase goes. I think Anivia Vladimir is pretty much just going to farm up. Ivern isn't going to interact with Trundle too much. We'll see if either jungler is able to get some counter jungling off, which will be in Ivern's favor ever so slightly. But if those two meet, I'm 85 to 90% sure Trundle will win the 1v1. As far as bot lane goes, Army Overlord's going to have his dancing shoes on, especially after level 6. He's going to have binding after binding coming at his face. We all know Ezreal should be pretty safe, does have the arcane shot, mystic something to get away, so he'll be able to be relatively safe in that lane. However, the Soraka not going with the exhaust either, going with the ignite, it's very, very risky if he gets hit by one binding. He's pretty much dead.
Yeah, Nivea is going TP this game also, so I don't think he's looking for early kills. So I think he's just trying to farm up, try to get that late game. Because their late game, I don't. I think ESG should win the late game, but it could go either way. It depends on how Ezreal is and how like if Nivea gets fed and if this Mundo is just hard health stacking.
I think both of these teams spike really hard around 2 and 3 items. Roasted Black Pepper more towards the 3-item mark, and ESG I think more towards the 2-item mark. So we'll see who's ahead at those stages in the game, and I think that'll really dictate the momentum flow. Who's able to get Baron? If any team is able to get Dragon stacking early, the mid game is definitely going to be where these two teams collide. And if the pick comp of ESG is able to start running over the kind of slippery but wave clear, not really rounded out composition of roasted black pepper, then it'll pretty much go one-sided after that, I believe.
Yeah. Roasted by Clover doesn't really have that much wave clear late game if they do get pushed into tower. Just pretty much the Nivea. That's pretty much it. And then the Ezreal. Um, but we'll see. I want to see what their runes, what everybody's runes are running, and
Yeah,
then
they
we can
will
go from
have
there.
they will have the True Shot Barrage. They do have the Anivia. Their wave clear isn't the worst, but when you have so many champions that are trying to pick you off from under tower against you, it makes it definitely a lot harder to achieve said wave clear. So we're going in now to the loading screen, taking a look at some of the runes. Kind of interesting with press the attack on the Ashe. I think going just for more of a supportive style of play here, not choosing to go for the fleet footwork, or Comet not wanting to go for the poke and lane to sustain against the Soraka.
Yeah. So it's pretty standard. I'm not 100% sure where Ivern does go, but Airy, I'm not sure if that is a good choice. I'm not 100% if you can enlighten me, maybe.
As far as I know, I think Ares is the correct choice. We'll make his shields better. He does get a little bit of poke off with his
Okay.
abilities. I don't think it's a bad choice. I'm not too sure about the inspiration second, but again, I'm not an Ivern player. If there's any Ivern players in the chat, let us know. We'll try and call you out on stream. But overall, I don't think it was bad choices. The only one I can really talk about maybe is the Comet on the Morgana. I do think Ares a little bit better. The poke's a little bit more consistent with your W, because that's your main poking tool, not the binding. But it's player preference. They both essentially do the same thing, so we'll see how it works out in the laning phase as we load on to Summoner's Rift for our first game of the day. Epic Skax Gaming on the blue side, Roasted Black Pepper on the red side. I'm excited. What about you?
I'm really excited for this game. It looks like the blue side is all going bot lane right now. They might do an invade bot on Red's on Roast by Clover's. Wait, are they gonna cheese bot lane? Is that what they're gonna do? Let's see.
It could be. They can't go into the river because Army Overload was able to place the ward into that brush, and they do have the 5-man lineup, so they are not wanting any cheesy invades on the side of Roasted Black Pepper.
Oh, they do have a ward in that bush. They've been spotted, so they're just gonna be backing off at this point on BRP. Let's see. Yeah, they know they're there. One thing I saw, Singe has minion demilitarizer. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Banner's pretty good right now. So I'm gonna see maybe Mundo picks that up, or maybe even Ivern, because he's mostly a support jungler. Let's see what they decide to do. That.
Yeah, it is possible for multiple members on the side of Roasted Black Pepper to pick up the Banner of Command, so maybe not a bad choice coming out from Fridge. A little unorthodox, but Banner of Command is not removed yet. That is on the PvE, so will we see one this game, or will they play around it? Maybe not build one. Both junglers. Actually, Ivern went ahead, stole the enemy blue buff, but it was warded out, so Trundle should immediately start running to the other side of the jungle. Just a simple swap of the buffs here.
Yeah, which is so he was just spotted by that ward in bot, so they should know that he is at their blue buff to Trundle. So we'll see what they go from here. It looks standard pathing from both junglers. Obviously the invade. We'll see what they decide to do from here.
It looks like a little bit of creative pathing from Stojan on the Ivern. Will he run into Dory K over here? It might just happen. He is getting pinged out. They know where Trundle is.
It looks like they're about to collapse on him. Let's see what they're gonna do. He just smite away the Gromp, so I think he's just trying to get out. It looks like he's just going to get out with nothing happening from him, stealing a buff and stealing a Gromp and getting out.
You see some nice trades there in the mid lane from Kopek on that Vladimir. Until Anivia hits 6, that lane is not in her favor, especially when she throws out the Q so aggressively.
Yeah. So let's look at this bot lane. The bot lane's looking pretty normal so far. Bash went Doran, so they're just looking to just hold lane, not try to be too aggressive, and just try to stay in lane as long as they can. She did get biscuits. Both ADCs got biscuits, so more sustained in both ADCs. Staying bot lane longer. Looks like they're getting pushed in though. Is Ivern? Ivern's heading to do Scuttle in top side. So we'll see if he tries to do out. Is he a good?
We might see the egg get dropped here.
Oh, which one? The egg's gonna drop. Kopek is not gonna get the kill though because it's under tower, but he's gonna push us wave in. See what happens from here.
It is going to be really hard for Deathscythe to go ahead and farm under tower here with no mana. Already a 13 CS lead for Kopek here, and all he's had to blow is the Ignite. He gets the 3 base. He's going to go ahead and pick up some items. It looks like it's going to be a really good lane for the Vladimir so far. And Eva's going to have to blow that TP if she wants to stay in this lane, I think.
Yeah, I think so. One thing I've realized, I think Finch, he's actually going to be saving these minion demonetizers. I'm saying it hopefully wrong, but it's okay. Because I think he's ready for the Mundo to make a banner, maybe later in the game. Never mind, he uses his first one. So it looks like there might be a gank top. No, it's been spotted. He's just in the back. There.
You see a lot of trading going on in the bot side. Mana being blown, but they have so much sustain with the potions, with the biscuits, with the Kleptomancy, and with the Soraka that it doesn't really matter. Ezreal's going to safely pick up his tier. Pretty good item timing for 4.5 minutes around. So he'll run back, farm basically even throughout the game really, except for that mid lane differential.
Yeah. With this Mundo, well, I really want to see how this top lane matchup goes. Because if this Mundo can somehow get ahead with kind of a safe character, you can't really just run him down. It looks like Ivern's invading. Trundle is really close, so this could turn bad for Ivern. Okay, he's putting his warnings back off.
Illusion on the Ivern was able to get an extremely deep vision ward that is going to spot the Trundle if he decides to go through that pathing. We see more trades going on in the mid side, and he doesn't spot the ward. So that ward's going to be there probably for quite a long time. Oh, hang on. Somebody spotted it. It's getting pinged out. The ward is dead, folks. The ward is dead. First control ward killed of the game.
It was the Ashe E that she shot through that spotted that out. Nivea's taken a lot of bad trades. This Vladimir's just poking her out. Can't really do much without her eggs.
Oh, junglers beating each other in the river.
Yep. Oh, there's a flash on Trundle. Flash away from an Ivern. Nivea's going in. She might do some good damage, but Morgana is right behind the Black Shield and everybody's out free. We did get 2 flashes, both junglers flashes.
Overall, the trade of the junglers flashes, and what we're starting to see is a pretty big CS lead develop between the two. Dory K holding his dominance over the river, meaning he's going to be the one to pick up the scuttles, get that little bit of extra experience, and he has a level lead right now over Snowgen. So we'll see if he's able to snowball that at all once he is able to unlock the ultimate.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. If this Trundle can get ahead of this Ivern, it's gonna be, he can just invade him, and Ivern can't really do much. Cause he's probably just a passive. Wait, is he gonna try to do something mid, this Ivern? Let's see.
It is possible, but there's not a lot of setup for either team right now to go ahead and gank the mid lane. Even top lane is pretty hard to gank. I think bot lane is the team that, or bot lane is the lane that ESG needs to focus if they want to snowball the lead.
Yeah, so, they're doing some good trades in bot. The Struck is, yep. Nice. But they didn't do, no, the Struck heals is coming out to save him. They're doing there's a lot of trades. This Ezreal, they're getting pushed on tower. They do have the Ivern really close. He's not gonna go. Anivia just TP'd mid, so that's the TP down, so she can't do anything with that.
Later. Gonna have to play really passive here. I get a basin because they're both running low on health, running low on mana. Goertzen does have a little bit of potion, or a couple potions that he can go ahead and chug, but Soraka here is gonna need to get something. If she gets hit with one ability, she's pretty much gonna have to flash or she dies.
So, for items wise, it looks like this Ash is going for her. So she's doing even more sustain, just sitting, just autoing minions, getting that lifesteal. She does have a Vamp Scepter. I just want to see the build path where everybody's gonna be going this game. What do you think the team should be building?
Well, as far as items go, I'm honestly not too familiar with most of the build paths on this current patch. I know Trundle's probably going to go ahead and pick up the Zeeks, get the TM at first though, just to establish. But we do see Ash arrows coming out in the bot lane. Doesn't mean anything.
That Azure ult did go down also. Morgana is really, really low. Let's see if they try to turn it onto...
You see ignites and flashes being blown by Army Overlord.
That root, she got the E root on. Ash is dead. They do get traded though, and there's a fight in top jungle. Mundo did TP in, there's a putting in. Anivia egg is out. Trundle is really low. Kopeg is really low. Oh my god, what is happening?
There is action going all across the map here. Is Doja going to be able to get out?
Ivan is really low. He most likely he might die from this. No, he looks like he's gonna be out. Daisy comes out. Is he gonna get? Oh, they didn't get the kill on this.
Flips him under the tower, and he gets the double.
Oh my god.
Bridge, the 2-season top lane MVP, cleaning up the top half of the map single-handedly, getting the 5 stacks on to his Ring of Darkness. And it actually looks like he might be going for the Banner of Command Rush with the Aegis of Legion already picked up here. So, alright, just to summarize a little bit of what happened. A fight broke out in the bot lane. Flashes were blown. A little bit of over-aggression from Army. It gets punished from Sivian, but Goertzen goes ahead, picks up the return kill, but that is first blood gold onto Sivian. Okay, now go a little bit further, go back to the top half of the map. Fight completely breaks out between the junglers, between the mid laners, between the top laners, and Fridge is the one who emerges from the scuffle victorious with 2 kills and an assist. That Singed is going to be pretty scary.
Yeah, during that fight, I did have my camera just freeze on me. I had to go ahead just a little bit, so that was some, I didn't see exactly what happened. I was just going off what you were saying with the Sin.
It is all okay. I'm here to help you out, man. Is your camera caught back up?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your time at?
10:59, 11, 11:01.
59?
11:03, 11:04.
Yeah, nope.
Alright, I'll wait for you to catch back up. In the meantime, though, more trades going in Vladimir's favor into the mid lane. Deathlight will have access, I believe, to the Anivia passive. Actually, no, I'm wrong. I'm completely wrong. It went down in that last fight. So he has to be really careful here. Vladimir's ultimate will be coming up, and he does have flash, so... Although he does go ahead and take the base, he does not have teleport, so he's going to need to run back really quick. Really good showing here from Kopek so far on this Vladimir pick. Doing pretty well. Bot lane having a small engage come down. The CC is being layered, but Goertzen is the one that comes out on top as they go ahead and chase the Soraka. Goertzen just autoing Sivian from the back. It doesn't matter. Flash is being blown. Double kill for the Ezreal, but the TP from Fridge says, hey man, not for free. And he definitely needed to be there because Goertzen would have gotten out had it not been for the teleport play. And Fridge picking up another kill for himself and didn't even lose much because he had the banner minion going in the top side while that teleport play was happening. So a lot of action going up onto the map. You think it's pronounced Gertzen? Maybe. It could possibly be. You're probably more right than I am. So we'll go with Gertzen then. Are you caught back up yet?
No, it's slowing down. But
Oh.
I can go with the banner. There's always now these banners are actually really good, and none of BRP have any minion monetizers. So that's gonna be a problem for them later on in the game. If Sin can get it in the lane where no one is, while they're pushing a different lane, that could help them out really good. Maybe later on in the game if they do get banned, that would really help.
So we see trades going down, just small vision wars back and forth. What's your opinion, Spartan, right now on like the item points in the game right now? We're 13 minutes in.
From what I see, most of them only have one item. For me, right now, Vlad only has revolver. So, for me, I don't see a lot of them have items. Like one item on like everybody right now.
Well, it seems like we're about to hit that point where people are going to start finishing their first item, and that could trigger it in their mind. They're like, okay, maybe we should start making some plays now. I just got my Spirit Visage. I just got my my Proto Belt, so.
Yeah, this Nivea is pretty far behind from
Sorry to
my
cut you off here. We do have a small play into the bot lane. Ash Arrow hits Morgana Bind, does connect shortly after. Goretzen is able to run himself out of the Morgana Soul Shackles. The Symbian auto attacks from the Ash were not enough to slow him down, and he's basically back at full HP with the Soraka. So all in all, a lot of ultimates blown. No summoners except heal for Goretzen, and that will be the end of that gank. So like you were saying about the items.
I'm not okay. So this Anivia is pretty far behind from what I'm looking at. She actually is catching up. From what item does she have for you at this point? Because
Right now she's just sitting on Tier and Catalyst.
yeah, because do those go together? Because I don't fit in this lane. I'm not 100% sure.
No, the Tier is going to go ahead and stack up into its own Archangel Staff, and the Catalyst most likely going into the Rod of Ages. So.
Alright, so like she doesn't have any damage right now at this point in time.
Going for the full scaling build.
Yeah. So they want to go late game with her at least. If they can get this Mundo HP stack, it's gonna be a hard time to run down this Ash if his team doesn't help him.
I do agree with you. Here we are right now, though, into the bot lane. We do see the Trundle 1v5 does get the first tower of the game. I'd say that's just about hashtag worth. Ignites and flashes being blown from both supports, trying to pick up kills on some enemy team members. Vladimir is not going to be able to fight in this fight, and this should be a return tower for Roasted Black Pepper because the health bars and mana on the side of ESG are so low. So ESG do pick up the first tower, but it is also a kill and a tower traded over for the side of Roasted Black Pepper. We're 16 minutes into the game, and it's basically even with an Ocean Drake also on the side of RBP.
Yeah, the Ocean Drake, I'm still pretty good for them at this point. There's not. When did they got a Drake? I think they got that Drake pretty late, to be honest. Maybe could have got it a little earlier. What is next Drake? Do we know? Because that may help.
Next dragon, I believe, is gonna be a mountain, so it should have pretty high priority on both teams' list, as Baron will be spawning in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I wanna, what team do you think has Baron priority at this point in time? Because I don't think any team can do it at 20 yet. I don't think so.
I don't think any team can do it at 20, but I think ESG has the comp to play around Baron more. If they can go ahead, get the vision control, they have the Ashe for the picks, they have the Morgana for the picks. No one on Roasted Black Pepper will be allowed to face check anything once it gets going. A really good silence there from Army does not allow Fridge to get the flip off on either of the bot laners. So well played there, sir, and it makes Fridge blow his ultimate.
Yeah, so this Mundu got Spirit Visage, so he's trying to just take no damage from the Sting from Vladimir at this point. And that gives you a bunch of HP also. So he's just trying to get there. This Ivern's pretty far in CS at this point, but it's against a Trundle, so he's really an aggro player. So we'll see how that works out for both teams.
Yeah, we'll see if it does. Just looking at items across the board. And if you're finally finishing the Rod of Ages, that can finally start stacking. Ezreal at 18 minutes, finishing the fully completed Manamune, not bad at all. He is definitely hitting a spike. 4-1 on the champion with the Triforce completed. When he hits, he will hit hard, and they are trying to go on him 24/7. Soraka keeping him alive, though, taking the binding to the face, and they're turning this gang around in the top lane. Going 1-for-1 in that scenario is pretty impressive. Now, they do have the pushing advantage on the side of ESG now, so they do pick up the tower, but that is probably the best case scenario they could have hoped for there.
Yeah. Everything is looking good for that team right now.
Yeah, things really looking good for ESG with the Ashe and Morgana, like we called it out in Champ Select.
Yeah, I'm currently restarting my game, so I can get back at the good time. So
okay, all right.
I'll be back in, hopefully.
All right. We will carry on through to the end. Looking at some more items here, because we barely get a chance to breathe with all the action that's going on across the map. We do see Morgana going for the rush on the Zanyas. Very aggressive Morgana build. She wants to be able to go in and make the plays. Most optimal, probably not, but she wants to make the hyphy plays. She feels like she's going to be the one that gets engaged on. So maybe if she's able to get a well-timed Zanyas, bait some people out, it could work. Army Overlord finishing the Ardent Sensor will have Ezreal just doing massive damage off the Q-Procs, off the auto attacks. But Army Overlord, you don't have flash and you face checked a bush and you got caught out. Dory K picking up the kill onto the squishy goat. And the Ashe arrow coming down, locking down Death Sight. That is going to be one fried egg as they give the kill over to Sivian. People are just getting picked out left and right here, and we talked about this in Champs League. We said, hey, ESG, you have a really good early game, mid game pick composition. As soon as they start grouping up, a lot of action's going to happen, and now they're the team with the lead, with the momentum, and they're the ones that are making the plays, now taking down the third and final Tier 1 outer tower from the mid lane. We do have a Dragon coming up soon. We do have Baron live. We'll see what moves they're able to make with the tools that they have. So, what play do they make next? And we just talked about this. Can they make picks around the Baron? Boom, somebody goes, tries to face check, and they get another kill down onto Stojan. I feel like a prophet right now. It's absolutely amazing. So, they're just using their composition perfectly, really. They're playing around the vision, they're using the Morgana bind, they're using the Ashe arrow. Those are their two go buttons. And at that point, you can just send the Singe, you can send the Vladimir, Trundle. They all just are big walk-in tanks that do a ton of damage for no reason. Scry loves those champions. So it's working exactly in ESG's favor. So it's really up to Rosa Black Pepper now to A, stop, try and get some vision control, and maybe predict ESG's next move before they get there. Because once ESG's there, it's very hard to pull them off the objective.
Yeah, with that Ashe, with the X's you're calling, he is stopping some of the healing from Soraka and from the Mundo, because his heals are pretty good on himself. So that actually will help her and her team out a lot.
I agree with you entirely. Scuttlecrab picked up for the Dragon. That will help ESG out with vision control tremendously, as they are not fully prepared to take on a fight towards around that objective. Roseback Pepper now are definitely in the back seat of this game. ESG fully being in the driver's seat. We see Mundo having a pretty difficult time handling these banner minions. Singed able to pretty much just group with his team while he tries to deal with them. Looks very strong on this patch for teams watching.
Yeah, on ESG is having a good game right now. The only person that can really help BRP get back into this is this Ezreal and the Mundo, I think. If Anivia can get some good stuns in her walls, that would help perfectly for them just to run them down. But I think they'd have to get some picks. They can't. I don't think they can fight 5-5.
This is one of the picks that you're talking about. Bridge walking too far forward, disrespecting the little CC that they do have on the side of Roseback Pepper, and he goes down. The fight's still going out of the way, but they're playing around their terrain tremendously. Anivia's had that ultimate standing there the entire time, and people are just taking damage and walking back into it. back and forth. CGEM back at full health because, hey, I'm Mundo, gets the shutdown onto Sivian. The fight's steamrolling, and right as we talked about how Roasted Black Pepper get back into this game, they go ahead and do it. I don't know how, but they played the terrain in that fight perfectly to their advantage.
Yeah, with that Ivern, putting those plants down, the bushes down, helps them out a lot. The vision, in the middle of a fight, someone can go out of vision and just put all the damage on you. I'm not sure if that happened in that fight, but that's something he could do to help them out in the jungle.
I do agree with you, and off of that one small play, Roasted Black Pepper says we are not going to die. The Peppers will continue to roast. And they go ahead, pick up Baron, pick up another kill. That is exactly what they needed to try and get back into this game. Anivia is going to start spiking as soon as she finishes that Archangels. Her rod is almost finished. Ezreal's now starting on the double tier stack. They are building to a peak here pretty shortly with their damage dealers. This is a game.
Yeah, this is looking really good. One thing I want to look at is the vision scores in both teams. It looks like BRP is just having vision, the vision scores are a lot bigger than ESG. They're having awards everywhere, so they know where people are at all times.
If I know one thing about Army, he stresses vision control more than anything in the game. It doesn't matter how many times this man dies for a pink ward. As long as he gets the ward, it is 100% worth it. So shout out to Army Overlord telling his team, hey, let's pick it up in the warding department. No slacks though, no slackers I should say though, on ESG. Fridge with the pretty good vision score himself. Second overall on his team. And now Roasted Black Pepper not taking their foot off the gas, starting to siege down onto the mid lane tier 1.
Yeah, this is starting to look good for BRP. After that, a good fight in the jungle and that Baron, it really helped them out a lot with that getting that pick and everything. It's just been looking good ever since then. Let's see if they can keep on going with it and not slowing down.
So what do you think Roasted Black Pepper's next move here now is? They have the Baron, they have a Banner of Command onto the Mundo. What plays do you want to see them make to try and snowball this lead even further?
I want to see Mundo pushing with the Banner by himself while the rest of the team is just forward grouping up, pushing a lane. Just because if he leaves the Banner there by himself, then his team will get taken out.
Gonna interrupt you real quick. We have a fight going on into the top side, and Soraka gets picked out with an incredible Ash arrow. Army Overlord falling down at the start of that fight, did not have flash to get out, but Goertzen making the flashy plays, gets the last Q to go ahead and pick off the proc, and he's not done. He's not done at all, and he goes ahead and picks up another one in that fight in this 3-for-3 scuffle. It is actually ESG the ones that come out on top, but here we go. They're trying to deal with CGEM in the bot side, and this entire time Death Scythe is pushing mid. This is all a distraction. You're losing your towers. None of this matters. The Mundo bait is too real. He's just standing there laughing. He has so much magic resist against those two champions. Whew! And while this is going on, Dory K on the Trundle trying to make an answer in return. I do not think he'll be able to pick up this tier 2. And Death Scythe not caring at all about respawn timers. He's gonna get half health on the middle inhibitor tower. I'd say overall a pretty good trade for Roasted Black Pepper, even though they fell down in some of the kills.
Yeah, if they just keep on with the Baron minions, helps so much for sieging towers, and they're just leaving Anivia alone with Baron minions. So they're just getting those down while they're all fighting. So it's really looking good. BRP turning around really good in this game. Let's see if they can keep pressure though.
Alright, so taking a quick breather. The hype is starting to die down. Baron is now off the board. All members gone with it. So we're at 27, 28 minutes. And the gold, there's only 500 gold separating these two teams. 3 towers apiece, 13 to 13 in kills. We wanted a rivalry game, and that's exactly what we're getting right now. This is literally 2 copies of the same team battling against each other. I don't know how one team is actually gonna get the upper hand here.
Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, if they get a good hit early on one of the carries or one of the game changers, like they did earlier on that Singed, if PSG get a pick on Ezreal, they can do some they can turn a fight around easily. If they get a pick off, they can start something, and the other team will not be able to.
So you're saying just keep relying on the Ashe, on the Morgana, go back to what was working with the picks and the vision control?
Yeah. If they can just keep, if they can
talking about picks and vision control, another Ashe arrow going down onto the Soraka, and the flip follows through. Soraka gets taken down immediately at the start of this fight. Now we have huge team fighting ultimates and abilities going down in the middle of this fight here. Zhanya's coming after Mother Beef, and Meow, will it keep her alive? It will not. Gordon picking up the last hit with the Mystic Shot. Fridge trying to run him down in the front line, but he gets through enough. The flip is not able to come through. Roasted Black Pepper is starting to turn this fight around. Mundo is the unstoppable force that his team needs. The egg is the bait, and they tries to get the wall off. A little bit misplaced as the rest of ESG is running away, trying to escape with the scratch of health bar that they have remaining. And that is an Infernal Dragon in front of him, and that is the prize that they will take after winning the fight. But Goertzen doesn't care. Arcane dashes over the wall, trying to scare off the Trundle. This man is an unstoppable force. The stun coming through, the root coming through, the shields going onto the carry. That is 11-3-2 Ezreal, and a pop-off performance for Goertzen. Spartan, help me. what is going on here, man?
We're at 30 minutes, right?
Yes.
I'm good, dude.
All right. Dude, take us through what just happened in those last couple minutes there.
Dude, they got these Astros and the Morgana bindings. If they can combo them, that'd be really good. But they turned it around. They did get an Astro on this Anivia. The Ezreal, ooh, she got so low. She does not have egg. This Ezreal, ooh, Ezreal took out Ashe. Morgana has to just run away.
They're hitting the arrows, they're hitting the abilities, and it doesn't matter. Goertzen is finding a way to outplay every single time. And now he's 12-3-2. He is absolutely massive right now.
Yeah, he's 3 items, which is amazing for him. This Ashe is only on 2 items, but it looks like she's about to finish an IE soon. She just have 2 BF swords, so we'll see how much damage she can do then. What item is it?
That'll be
Vladimir
Infinity.
is 2 items. Vladimir has 2 items. They're doing this. Okay, so Ivern has Locket and Redemption. I think that's gonna help them out so much with the shield, because if they just shield this Ezreal and heal him, like that's pretty much all they're playing is giving shields and heals on Ezreal, and they're gonna win the fight, I believe. And if Nivea can get a stun, get a good wall, that'd be amazing. It looks like Vladimir's going for Death Cap next. So we'll see how much damage he's going to be putting out when he gets that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Ashe needs to hit just a couple more items to be able to take out this Mundo. Right now it's level 16 to 14. He has the Thorn Mail, starting to stack up that armor. He is a chunky boy to try and get through with the rank 3 ultimate and the new buffs. Well, not new anymore, but the 100% health regain, whatever how you want to say it, onto the ultimate. So it is going to take all the King's horses and all the King's men to try and take CGM down again at this point. 6-1-2 on that pick, performing very well.
Yeah, and this Trundle dude has Zeke's, so when he's running down, that'll help his. That would help him out a lot. So the Claimant wards at Baron right now. Both teams have Baron, so Baron control, so or wards on Baron, so they know someone's gonna be doing it. Still got the top laners in bot lane, just going at it, trying not to stop it. They both got banner, but Mundos is down, singed. Oh, they're taking some damage. Mundo is 2 levels ahead of the Singed too, so
Yeah, he has the split
Oh.
push priority right now as his team starts to go ahead and ward up around the Baron. They have to be careful starting it, but they do definitely have the damage to go ahead and wipe this out. They have pink wards on it, and ESG knows something's up. They're starting to come towards it.
yeah. Okay, so they're about to start something. I
Teleport's
think,
coming in.
yeah, teleport's coming in, the Singed and the Mundo. We'll see if there's a back off, or if there's a back off. Wait, they're starting something. The Singed flipped right into the whole team. Soraka heals. So many ults. Daisy's out. I could not keep up with all these ults coming out.
There's
Singe
so
is so
much
low.
to
He has to get out. Ashe is just throwing. Ashe is dead. Anivia with the double kill. Trundle is at. Dude. Okay. They just got 3 kills for BRP, and they're gonna do the Baron. Since he knows he can't do anything, he's just gonna try to push mid lane as far as he can with that banner.
Yeah, RBP needs to recall right now, get the Barons back onto the field, pick up some items after that huge team fight win over ESG. ESG tried to walk in, trying to stop the Baron, but that just shows you how spiked Roasted Black Pepper are right now with their items. They just do so much damage. There's so much sustain between the Soraka and the Mundo and the Ivern. It's just heals on heals on heals. And even if their Ezreal gets flipped into 5 members, it doesn't matter. Finishes the fight at full health at the end.
Yeah, I think every single ult was used in that fight except the Morgana. I think, and her Zanya's up, so I don't think, I think she died too fast. She couldn't get the Zanya's off and ult. So that might have been a difference maker if she would've got that off. But we don't know. They're trying to, Singe is pushing top. Wait, yeah, no.
Wrong?
Okay, let's look at the items.
We do see Vladimir just picked up his death cap, but he doesn't really have that much AP. He's 0, 3, and 5, level 15, doesn't have the rank 3 ultimate yet. He's not the scariest Vladimir. He needs to somehow be able to get onto the backline, assassinate the Soraka, so that way the rest of the team can finally start taking some damage.
Yeah, and this Ezreal is on 4 items, and he's going into, and he's the last Whisper, so he's trying to chunk down this Trundle as much as he can. And the Singe. Okay,
Yeah.
We got Elder? Is this Elder?
This is going to be Elder Dragon.
Yeah, Elder. They didn't even, I don't think they didn't contest this to see.
I think they have to try to here.
I don't think they know they're doing it. Oh yeah, they do. They have a ward on it. They do have a ward.
Very close, almost stolen there, but CGM 242 hits the smite.
Morgana's in a bad spot right now. Someone hit the flash, I'm not sure if she did, and she had to use her flash for that. We still have the top laner just pushing, no, Mundo was just pushing top, and just Vladimir's trying to stop him, but I don't think he can.
The unstoppable Force Mundo. They're trying to send every member at him. I don't think this is going to go well for the side of ESG. He is not taking any damage. Ultimate after ultimate. They don't have any more lockdown. They use the Ash Arrow. That's pretty much it. And there goes middle inhibitor turret in the mid lane, and the inhibitor soon will follow. They have the Baron. They have the Elder Dragon. ESG does not want to fight right now. Just give up what you can. Don't try and force them off here.
Yeah,
you see Deathside's pushing up the bot side too.
That Mundo took, like, all the, everybody went towards him, and while their team was just pushing mid, got free inhib, and they just got a free tier 2 in bot, so, and then now we're going top.
Whatever they want right now. Another inhibitor is going to be falling down, another inhibitor tower in the bot lane falling down. They should rotate over here, finish up the inhibitors.
Ashe had to use heal, she was one shot. Oh. Nothing. Okay, they're just gonna back off. There's not
I
much
think they're gonna try and go for the end here.
They
have the huge banner minion hitting onto the tower, doing so much damage. There goes both Nexus turrets. This is gonna be the fight that's gonna probably end the game here. Gordon's falling down really early. If ESG is gonna win a fight, this is gonna be the one to do it. CGM 242 trying to be able to take out the Nexus, but his team is falling down behind him. Dojin falling down, Deathsight falling down, but CGM 242 doesn't care. He is back at full health. The the ultimate was popped. He is just 1v3 right now, and there's no damage that can be able to stop him. Desai somehow back alive in this fight. They were not able to finish the egg, and it doesn't matter. He picks up a kill anyway. Siegem, the man, the myth, the legend. 8-1-6, 1v3, the Nexus, all day. Phenomenal game.
Yeah, that Mundo, the HP stack I was talking about, legit just hit the Nexus. 3 people were doing damage to him, and they had no answer. They could not get him down low enough.
Let me
to
hype
kill him.
up my man, Siegem242, for just a second. This man, free agent all of last season, no one wanted to pick him up. Roasted Black Pepper says, you know what, kid, we're going to give you a shot. And he has put out nothing but stellar performances this entire season. We are now 4 games in on Roasted Black Pepper. In every single game, you can expect Siegem242 to have a dominating performance.
Yeah, he had, by the end of the game, he had 323 CS. Like, he was just split pushing with that banner. Dude, banner is so good. I'm pretty sure Singed used all his minions before CGM had banner. So they couldn't use any of those on them. So
yeah. And don't get me wrong, Goertzen definitely pop-off performance on the Ezreal, carried his team through the early and the mid game. But when it came down to it, Mundo was there for the team, was able to clean up and played these fights out pretty flawlessly. I mean, flawlessly is an overstatement, but he played them pretty well in terms of the games that we're watching right now. So taking a look at stats right here, we have total damage to champions. No surprise here. Goertzen completely popped off. Actually surprised at the amount of damage Sivian was able to pump out onto the Ashe.
yeah, from what I remember seeing, this Anivia did a lot of damage when Nala was she. I don't think I saw a lot of pot. She was like, I don't know what I'm saying.
It's okay. It's okay.
Uh,
All right, so taking a quick look, we're going to go down at healing done, just because I want to see how many heals were actually put out in this game. Vladimir, of course, being number 1 because you give him a little bit and he takes a mile. Mundo, no slouch in himself. Soraka, of course, is going to be up there. Scrolling down a little bit more to the stat we all want to see, vision score. Army Overlord with the perfect 100 vision score. Mother Beep and Meow, no slouch with the 79 herself, but Army taking the cake.
yeah, one person that was slacking in vision score that game was the Vladimir. He only had 12 that in 38 minutes, which
Gotta help out your team a little bit more
yeah.
on the wards. Just a
get
little bit.
You get free wards. You can play some.
Well, especially when you're playing around such a pick composition with the Ashe and the Morgana, the more wards you're putting out, the wards you're sweeping, the pink wards that you're buying, you're just making more opportunities for picks for your team. So, pro advice to anybody watching right now, taking a quick look at the control wards purchased. 8 for the Morgana, 9 for Army Overlord. Not surprising at all. You can see though how Roasted Black Pepper put a little bit more of a priority into the Vision War, but overall, I'd actually say that's pretty even. Everyone bought one, so that's what matters.
Yeah, that was a good game from both teams. It looked at one point ESG had the upper hand, and in that one fight to pick off the Singe and get Baron, turned it for them, and they just went from there.
Wait a minute. Ezreal's one control ward or some klepto. Minus points. You're trash. Pick up some control wards. But yeah, just an absolutely back and forth incredible game. I almost counted Roasted Black Pepper out of it, but then again, you never bet against like teams in this league because they always are just going back and forth, and it's crazy to watch. And that was an amazing game to be able to cast with you.
Yeah, Sam. Sorry, some difficulties doing that, but
It's all good. So first game casting for Duo Esports, how'd you feel like it went?
okay, it could be better.
Hey, you know what? That's what we're all here for throughout this entire season is to learn and improve. And then we'll all get hired by Riot someday and live happily ever after. That is the dream. So stream is probably going to cut out here. Their next game is going to be at 5 p.m. Hang on, let me just take a quick look at who's playing. Excuse me. It is going to be less Eskimos versus AOL Phoenix, one of the bottom teams in the league versus one of the top teams. Should be a exciting game to watch. Lay Eskimos with a lot to prove, and AOL Phoenix trying to remain at the top. So could be pretty spicy. Tune in
And
for that 5 p.m.
and with that game, both teams are 1-1, Black Pepper and ESG. So that helped Black Pepper move up in the standings.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not wrong at all. Right now, I mean, these early standing points are gonna matter come towards playoffs. Like these small games are gonna eventually add up, and so these wins are huge for each team.
Yeah.
All right, so with that, my name is Exton. Thank you for joining me, Spartan, and we're out.